Hi, this is Bruce Raffel from Baltimore Beatdown, and we're taking a look at the Baltimore Ravens' toughest road games in 2012. The Ravens opened the season on Monday Night Football at home against the Cincinnati Bengals. So in Week 2, when they travel to play the Philadelphia Eagles up in the Link in Philadelphia, they should go into that game with a 1-0 record. The Eagles have been an enigma in the sense that everyone named them the dream team last year and then watched them fall flat on their faces. This year, teams are still expecting them to be tough when they go to play the Eagles, especially in front of those fans in Philadelphia. The Eagles are led by Michael Vick and have a very athletic team on both sides of the ball. Whether the Ravens can slow down Michael Vick is another thing. They've done that in the past, but that was the pre-dogfighting days. We have a much smarter, yet still athletic Vick to contend with. The Ravens should be firing on all cylinders. Their passing game has been raised to a whole new level, and of course with Ray Rice, they should make defenses go crazy. I expect the Baltimore Ravens and their defense to slow down Michael Vick, force him to make some mistakes, keep him contained in the pocket, and when he has to be a pocket passer, he's just not as effective as when he's disrupting defenses on the run. Meanwhile, Flacco should be able to mix in the running and passing game, and the defense combined should be able to escape Philadelphia with the win. I'm looking at a 20-17 Ravens victory in Week 2 of the 2012 season. In Week 7, the Ravens go to Houston to play the Houston Texans. The Ravens swept the Texans last year, winning once in the regular season and once in the divisional round of the 2012 playoffs, but both of those games were at Baltimore's M&T Bank Stadium, where the Ravens went undefeated in 2011. Both teams are very similar. In fact, many people would say the Texans have been molded after the Ravens. They have a running game that's one of the best in the league. They pass when they need to, although they have one of the top receivers in the NFL in Andre Johnson. And their defense has become a swarming, athletic, turnover machine defense, very similar to what we saw in Baltimore. These teams had a tough matchup in Baltimore. Once again, it's going to be a tough matchup in Houston. The Ravens had a tough time on the road in 2011, going 4-4, losing all 4 of their losses to teams with sub-500 records. In no way should you expect the Texans to have a sub-500 record, but going into Houston and winning with revenge on the mind of the Texans might be a tough one. I don't see the Ravens pulling this one out. I see it to be a close game. Ray Rice and Arian Foster will battle, but they are on the same side of the ball, so they will never be on the field at the same time. So this game will come down to defenses and turnovers. And I see the Houston Texans defending their house and giving the Ravens a tough loss, 17-13. In Week 11, the Ravens travel up to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers for the first time in 2012. But then they go back 2 weeks later and they play them in Baltimore's M&T Bank Stadium. That's 2 times in 3 weeks. Tough for any teams, but in the wars that you've seen between the Steelers and the Ravens, this thing should be absolutely fantastic. Going up to Pittsburgh has always been a tough thing for the Ravens, but the Ravens did sweep the Steelers in 2011, winning opening day 35-7, and then coming back for a last-minute 24-20 victory over Pittsburgh, in Pittsburgh, on a Flacco to Torrey Smith pass in the last 10 seconds of the game. This game figures to be just as close, hard-hitting defenses. Who makes the mistakes, whether it be Joe Flacco or Ben Roethlisberger, to give the other team the upper hand. I see the Ravens continuing their winning streak against the Pittsburgh Steelers and coming out of Pittsburgh, waiting for them to come to Baltimore the next 2 weeks, winning this game 24-17. For SB Nation and Baltimore Beatdown, this is Bruce Raffel.